Hello, my name's Anne-Marie and I'm with Peter Mears. Peter is a recovering addict and he's written a piece that he's going to read out for us to tell us about a day in his life when he had addiction issues. So over to you, Pete.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Thanks, everyone, for coming. So I wrote this piece a couple of weeks ago because I've been doing quite a bit of writing, as some of you know. And I thought, why don't I write about how my typical day was back in the day? So, I'll try and do it justice. My heart ached so much, like a river of tears, constantly flowing with every negative thought I had. Yet I could not show the pain, the torture I was feeling inside, for that would just make me look weak. Every day was like Groundhog Day, just reliving the day before from the moment I woke up. I'm not going to drink today. Yes, you are. There he was, that nagging devil, a real reminder that I didn't make the decisions, he did. Then my little angel voice, speaking to me so softly, a voice that was so quiet that you could still hear a pin drop. You don't need to drink today, Pete. What would you know? Ego would shout out. Don't listen to that soft twat. I've got your back. We will go to work. Really happy today. The first thing we're going to go and do is score some gear for tonight. Save you stressing all day, just in case you can't get any later. Then on the way in, we're going to go and grab some more vodka, so you're well stocked up. So you're all set for tonight, pal. And there it was. The decision to drink and take coke was set in stone. But I could hear that little voice, just not loud enough to make a difference. So the torture of thoughts would sit with me all day until 5 o'clock. That was it. In the car, head on down to my caravan. A couple of lines of coke, then half a litre of vodka, gone within the first 20 minutes. Damn, I'm not going to have enough drink tonight. I told you that this morning. There was that little devil voice screaming at me again. Then the little angel voice. Yeah, but he's trying to cut down. Here we go again, listening to these two arguing over and over again. Sod it. Jump in the car. It's only a mile to the shop. Do another line first, Pete. Wash your face. Clean yourself up. Get back to the caravan. Phone some so-called mates. Yeah, we'll be over in about an hour. Most nights they never turned up. I'd end up pacing up and down the caravan. Where the hell are those idiots? I'm nearly out of gear. Another desperate phone call to them. Look, boys, I'll buy another load of coke. My way of trying to bribe them to come round. I'd do anything not to be alone with myself. Then by about 2:30 a.m, still no show. No more drink. Sod it. Go to bed. Wake up the next day and start all over again. So yeah, that was a little insight of every day.
That's really powerful. It made me feel quite emotional just listening to it. And I love the angel and devil analogy, because I always think of that when I'm thinking of the good side and the bad side. You've got your devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other. And for you, your devil was shouting really, really loudly. But for the last 6 months, you've been clean and sober. So what happened to get your angel to talk louder than your devil?
Well, it was May 2019. Just had enough of listening to those two voices going on and on and on at me constantly. It wasn't just like every couple of minutes, it was just constant. Like somebody playing loud music in your head. I was over at my mum's one night, got absolutely paralytic, and she lived near the M1 motorway. Excuse me. So I just walked up to the M1, stood on the bridge and literally let go. Not knowing there was a copper literally there, grabbed me, Thomas. He held me in his arms for about 10 minutes, literally just hugged, didn't say anything, just cried. Took me back to my mum's, I was promised I'd be all right. Sat with my mum and me, had a cup of tea for about an hour, I suppose. Just told him everything I've gone through, for like last 12 years. I was looking everywhere for an answer. I had home detox, medically induced detox at home and all that sort of stuff. Lasted a month, and then straight back onto the gear and drink. There was just no support afterwards. I just gave up. So after that night in May when I tried committing suicide, I was saying got to change. What? It's out of desperation that I literally got in touch with a hypnotherapist near my place of work. I went to see her. She started off. She didn't hypnotise me, but she started off by teaching me. I think it's EFT, which is tapping techniques, which helped massively. I gave up drinking straight away the first day I saw her. But she really pushed me onto Sid Banks' books, and these lectures and all that sort of stuff. So I just engrossed myself into that. It wasn't easy, I must admit, but now I'd change the focus on. I still had the voices in my head, but they were quieting down, but they were still there, 100%. So I don't know, probably after 30 days being sober, that's when everything started to change. I went to Mind Spa. That's where I met Mama J in 2019. I was sober then for 5 months, but then to the tail end of 2019, come up to Christmas, something really bad happened in my family. I found out about somebody. I won't go into detail, but it shook me to the core, and I turned straight away back to drink, not drugs. I went straight back onto the drink. It was only twice a week. I say only, any drink for me is enough. Any time. But yeah, I was probably doing a litre of vodka a week then, not a day like I was. I was doing a litre and a half a day, literally. And I did that right the way through 2020 up until August. I was 20 days sober in August when Mama J. I did speak to Mama J a few times, through the year. Every time I phoned her, I lost interest in the 3Ps completely. I thought if somebody could do this in my family, then I don't believe in the three principles at all. I just threw it all out the window, and that was it. But I kept reaching out because I missed that feeling that you get from the 3Ps. I kept reaching out to Mama J. I only ever done it when I was drunk, and she used to say to me, "Look, phone me in the morning." But of course, in the morning I was, nah. Yeah, I was embarrassed. I was like, "Nah, I'll be all right now." And a couple of days later, that was it. Another drink, same old crap again. So I started self-harming. Just was going to take an overdose. Well, I did, but I threw it up. But and I was just going back down that slippery slope. And then my partner, who I've been with 30 years, even though we got divorced and everything, she took me back. But she turned around and said, "No, enough's enough." So this time, we're done. And I thought, right, that's it. So I gave up a drink. I was 20 days sober. Then Mama J messaged me and said about this VIP course. And I was like, I didn't want to be ungrateful or anything, to her. Definitely not. Inside, I was like, I'm not interested. Actually, I don't believe in it. It's rubbish. And then I arranged a meeting with my two brothers, Derek and Wilson. And the moment they opened their mouth, I was like, wow. Yeah. I was hooked, literally, within seconds. I was like, but all that feeling I had of the 3Ps, all the feelings I had of the principles before, all the good feelings, they all came flooding back within seconds. I was like, yeah, I'm home. Yeah, that's it. I mean, so yeah, and here I am now, 6 months sober. Don't even think about a drink. Don't think about drugs. Just loving life. I'm trying my hardest to do what I can, my little bit, to try and help anybody who's out there, who needs anything really. So yeah.
I like to think as Omar and Derek like your guardian angels, like they're heaven sent.
Yeah, I've always said that. If it weren't for them two, and Mama J,
Yeah.
The chances are I probably would have slipped back into my old ways.
Yeah.
But no, and hand on heart, I can honestly say I don't think about a drink. I don't get that voice, the ego or the devil, and the angel. I've literally just got my wisdom Yeah, my ego does come up every now and then, but not to have a drink. Definitely not. So no,
I think
it's
that's
just amazing what we can do as humans. And it was one thing I listened to this morning. What Sid said. Um, I've heard it 1,000 times. We're only one thought away from mental health, and it's
yeah,
true. One thought away from happiness. And in the, I don't know, 25 years, from doing drinking and drugs, this is the first time I've actually got to know myself. And excuse me, first time I got to know myself, love myself, respect myself, have time for myself more than anything. So I used to hate myself. You saw the scars on my body. Wow. But yeah, it is life changing. Pretty much a miracle, I suppose.
yeah,
But the annoying thing is, which I get frustrated about, I wish I'd have seen this years ago. But as the boys and Mama Jay always say, the timing's right when the timing's right for something to click with you. But as I said, I spent 12 years looking on the outside, not knowing that I had the answers in here. The whole time it was all in here, but I never knew that. Nobody ever gave me a handbook and said, "Oh yeah, that's your mind. That's how it works. You'll find all the answers. Just ask yourself." Yeah.
I think it's very easy to look on the outside, isn't it? So we can blame other people for our misfortunes if you haven't got that job, or if your boyfriend hasn't treated you well, or whatever, your relationship's failed. It's very easy to blame other people, or I behave this way because the way my parents treated me when I was a child, and it's all their fault. But yeah, it has to begin with you. That's the only way you can sort out your own mental health, really. I can't.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, no, go on. Yeah. No,
No,
yeah.
I was just going to open it up to other people because your story has blown me away, and I can't think of anything else to add to the due justice. So, is there anybody else who's got any comments or would like to say anything to Peter?
Can I? Is that okay? I'll put my hand up. It's okay. Pete, I've spoken to you because people close to me are suffering.
Yeah.
And what struck me was where you said you do anything not to feel alone with yourself. Now, I just wondered if you'd talk more or explain more about that, so that I can understand how that links to the people close to, I mean, it does. I think it links to the ones close to me.
Yeah.
Not you do anything not to feel alone with yourself. Yeah.
The reason I turned to drink and drugs was to try and quieten the noises down in my head. And that for me was not being with myself. Getting away, because I literally felt like, looking back on it now, I literally felt like I had three personalities. There's me, and then just listening to these two constantly arguing. It's like listening to your parents arguing the whole time, sort of thing. It's going to affect you. And for me, the only escape I could get was to drink myself literally until I blacked out. Every morning I'd wake up, do a line of coke, then feel I'm on top of the world, go to work. Just for that brief second, I'd feel all right, but then I'd start arguing straight away. Or should I say, they would start arguing straight away. Right, are you going to drink tonight? And it would just be a constant cycle. So I had to get away from myself. When I was alone, that's when I was at my worst. When I was with friends, it's like any thought, as we always say, if you've got a negative thought, but you take your mind off it by doing something else, it's like that effect. So if I had, they weren't friends, but if I had acquaintances there, then my mind wouldn't be on what's going on up here. I'd be concentrating on having a laugh. I'd be drinking, I'd be doing lines, but I'm not thinking. I'm just being silly, being stupid, and I don't know, trying to be normal, whatever normal was in my world. That's the only thing that ever made sense. But whenever I found myself alone, that's when I would get involved with the argument with the two voices. When I say I suppose that would be my wisdom. That was me trying to speak to the ego. And it would always end up with me cutting myself or something, because just the pure frustration.
So you were afraid of your faults?
Yeah, terrified. Yeah, absolutely terrified, petrified. But terrified of myself. Not, I've done some really, wow. I put a 6-inch carving knife through leg, staying in the kitchen. I just got so pissed off one night. And yeah, I've done some really crazy stuff. How the hell I'm still here, I really don't know. Yeah, it's because I hated myself so much. So,
Yeah, thank you. That really, yeah, I can see stuff. Yeah, thank you. That helps. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Omar, you had your hand up. Did you want to say something?
Yeah. First of all, if I could say, in this journey, I found that like Peter, like you're one of my mentors because your experience is something that I value because it's different to mine, and I wouldn't know how to navigate that situation. So even from your knowledge and your wisdom, it kind of heals me and gives me not that situation, if that makes sense. And the question I was gonna ask is that how, like your day to day now, how's that? Like how's your thoughts on the day to day now?
Wow,
Normal, just at work and
that's a
you know what I
big
mean,
question.
shopping and all that.
How's my day today now? I feel like I've won the lottery every single day. Every single day I wake up, I feel like I've won the lottery. My life's fantastic. I love going to work. I've got a real passion for work. I get on with everyone. More importantly, my home life, my kids, my partner. Yeah, it's crazy. Everything's different. I just see everything completely different. We talk about how we don't see everything on the outside normally. Yeah, because you've got this. I don't know. You're looking through binoculars, for argument's sake, so you don't see the wider. But now I see everything. I see all that. Yeah, I see a blade of grass with a bit of dew on it, and I'm like, oh wow. I might sound soft, but I just see love, and more importantly, I see us all as equals. And I never saw anybody as my equal. I was always better than everybody. And that was because of the drink and the drugs and my ego. I was bigger, better, brasher. No. He's got what? Whatever. I'll do better than that. Don't worry. Give me 5, I'll be back. I always had to be the top dog. No, I just see us all as complete equals.
Interesting. Omar said that once at the end of VIP. He saw us as equals.
Yeah. I do. I can walk down the street and somebody I'd normally criticize for the way they dressed or the way they looked or whatever. I've got no judgment at all on that. Nothing at all. Marie and I were actually talking just before this about judgment. I did have one judgment today over somebody. I won't say any names or anything. But then as we was talking, I was like, yeah, I was judging that. I should be doing that. But that's probably the first one in 6 months. I don't judge anybody by what they are, what they're doing. We're all equal. Yeah, we've all got a heart. We've all got lungs. We've all got livers and that. We are all the same. We are all connected. Yeah.
I was just curious, are you still in contact with the people that you used to do cocaine with?
I spoke to one, funny enough, a few months back, and he's actually pulled his life around as well. And he actually congratulated me on what I did, because whenever we did get back together, I was always the ringleader. I was the one who was in charge. Right, we're doing this, we're doing that. And that's probably why they didn't like coming around, because I was just psychotic. I really was psychotic. Everyone used to say, oh, what a nice guy when he's sober. When I had a drink, jeez, yeah, I could tell from horror stories of the stuff I used to get up to. But no, apart from that once, no. Derek, you wouldn't say something?
Yeah, I did, Pete. Hi, mate. I just wanted to echo a bit like what Omar said. Like, since meeting you last year and getting to know you and see your journey, you've been so much of an inspiration to me as well. And yeah, no, seriously, mate. And that was like one of my highlights of last year. I think I mentioned it in one of my messages last year, at the end of last year, like meeting you and seeing you on your journey and seeing you now is like, and for you to mention my name as being a part of that journey, and you say such a big part, but I want to keep on pointing you back to the main part of that is you. But yeah, just to be a part of that journey just fills me with something that I was never expecting out of my life, to fill me with the feeling that I feel when I hear you talk, Anne-Marie, Wendy, everyone that was on, everyone on this call, basically. You go back to the VIP, but yeah, the feeling I get when I interact with you guys and just see you guys' journey, and every time you tell your story, Pete, it just blows me away every single time, and shows me just how strong you are. And you're a strong person looking at me saying, yeah, I rate you because but you don't know how strong you are, Pete, and the strength in all that, all the stories you tell. But yeah, I just want to point you back to all throughout that journey that you was talking. I heard so much wisdom. So even in your dark part, there was wisdom there. But whether you chose to listen to them or not was a dip. But now it doesn't matter, because now you can hear it loud and clear. And the only time that really matters is right now. And you're impacting in the now. And that through your tribulations and your past, you're impacting in the now. And that is the best place to be, just living in the now. And yeah, respect. Got so much respect for you, Pete. So much.
I love that, bro. Thank you so much. I've always said if it weren't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, you're right. You know, I had to do all the hard work. It's like, you know, a client I picked up a month ago now. He was addicted to cannabis and cocaine for 15 years every day. But it is completely clean now. And for the first week, he went through hell. You know, we text each other every day. You know, and I just advised him. I just pointed him in this direction. I gave him a load of shit stuff. All right, what, you're staying in tonight, you're not going out. So sit down, shut up, and just listen to that and see what comes. And he's like, wow, it's all my thinking. Yes, mate, it is. But again, I didn't do anything. And every day he texts me, oh, thanks. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just pointed you in that direction, mate. I wound you up and pointed you that way, and you just went. That's it. And yeah, that's what I love about this. If somebody can just see something, hear something, then that's the start. You know, that's it. The rest, yeah. It's up to the individual. But if they hear something, then that gets them inquisitive to start learning a bit more or finding out. So yeah. But no, still thanks, bros.
I was thinking about what you said about you wish you'd known about this years ago, but that made me think about, remember George Best, who was an alcoholic all his life and was the greatest football player of all time, arguably, or one of the greatest football players, and ended up dying because of complications due to alcoholism in his early 60s. And he kept trying to give it up, and he was having things put into his stomach to make him throw up. So every time he had a drink. So what I'm trying to say is, you've done it. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people can live their whole lives just being addicted and not being able to get over it. I just wanted to say that, really.
No, that's so true. I know quite a lot of people that are stuck in that situation, and they can't find or see a way out, and it is heartbreaking. But I don't know, as mental guys, whatever you want to call us, or just as humans, as I say, we can only point in a direction. You can't drag somebody kicking the screen. What is it they say? You can't drag a horse to water or something like that. Yeah, it has to be from the individual, but it will only be from that individual if they see something or click the same. That's the only reason I want to get my story out, because there's a lot of people out there just like I was. I just want them to go, wow, if he can do it, then surely I can find something. Even if they want to text me every day, and ask me questions, that's fine. I don't care. I'll help anybody. Yeah, just getting that awareness out there.
Can I ask a question?
For sure.
In that role of that, I would say like a superhero, how do you feel like within yourself right now? Like, how do you feel? Just knowing that you could be, not even could be, you are like an inspiration for people. You are a change for people. You are that change that people need. Do you know what I mean? That little voice that points them in that direction they want. How do you feel about that?
I feel grateful. I've got no ego on that. Oh, look at me, I've done it. I just feel grateful that, and I've always said, you know, since the day I was saved from jumping, that's it. I'm here for a reason, and I believe that deep inside my heart. Yeah, I was saved for a reason. Prior to that, I wasn't nobody. You know, who cared if I died? You know, no, I just feel grateful and honoured if I could help anybody. Yeah, I don't want anything. I don't want any payback. I don't nothing. Yeah, no. Yeah, like I keep saying to the guy I'm helping, when he, you know, the only thing is he keeps saying, oh, I'll buy you a takeaway. I'll get you a family takeaway because you've changed my life. I don't nothing, mate. Just getting a text off you every other day, just saying how great you're doing, gives me the biggest high I've ever had. That's better than an ounce of cocaine and 20 litres of vodka. Yeah, that just gives me, wow. It gives me a warm glow, if it makes sense. It really gives me a warm glow inside. Such a nice, comfort, warming feeling. And every time I get that, my soul starts to shine brighter and brighter and brighter. Because for years, I tried putting that light out. But now that light, that's unstoppable, mate. That's unstoppable. Even a hurricane couldn't put my light out. Hope that answers your question, mate.
I love that. I love that.
I'm just thinking about that policeman being there at that time as well, because from the way you've described it, it sounded like you were, it wasn't a cry for help from you, was it? You were determined to go ahead and do it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you just happened to be there in that right split second, like that.
The stupid thing is, I don't even know how he was there. Nobody knew where I was. It was on a main road, so I don't remember the public phone or wherever we were driving past. Still to this day, don't know. But no, that was it. I'd let go. The moment I let go was the first moment my mind was quiet. But now I get that every day. I can quieten my mind if I want. If I get busy at work and, you know, I'm like, no, hang on, you're getting up in your head. Slow down a little bit. And I can just put myself in a nice, quiet state. I do it every morning before I do any writing, reading, or anything. I just sit and be with myself. I talk to myself. I talk to my wisdom quite a lot, which I find quite intriguing sometimes. So I'm like, was that ego talking, though, or was that wisdom? So, well, everyone probably thinks I'm going crazy.
I just think that policeman being there at that time is amazing, and it's just in three principles world, you'd call it a universal mind. You know, the universe is looking after you, or God, if you're religious.
Yeah, it's fate, and that's why I believe I don't know. At the time, you know, when I went to see DG Mind Therapy, my hypnotist, at the time I was focusing on me, but then when I got deeper into the principles, I thought, yeah, you were saved for a reason. Yeah, because I have gone, everyone has, but I've gone through some pretty shit through life. But, you know, I've never let it affect me. Well, say that, it has. Yeah, it did. But, you know, I run a business and all that. I always went to work and still did that. But, yeah, it was fate. That's all I can say. I had to go through that to get to where I am now. If I didn't go through the crap I went through, I wouldn't be here now trying to help others. Simple as.
And when's your book coming out? Because you said you're working on getting a book together.
Not for a couple of years. Won't be for a couple of years. I'm working on some writings, but yeah, maybe for a couple of years.
Has anybody else got anything to add or anything they want to ask Pete, or any comments?
I think that wraps us up.
Yeah, I think that's probably, unless you've got anything else you'd like to add, I think that's come to a natural conclusion in that case.
No, I'm all good. Thanks for having me, Anne-Marie. I really appreciate it.
And I loved your story, Pete. It's made me feel emotional when you were talking. Now I've gone all goose pimply, so.
I'm sending you a virtual hug.
Yeah, I think that must be it. And virtual hug must be coming out in goose pimples in my arms because I've gone all goose pimply. But yeah, Lovely.
Bye, Liz. Oh, look, there's a puppy.
You're on mute. Are
You're
you trying
mute.
to talk?
No.
Liz, you're on mute.
Sorry, Pete, I had to be muted there. I've got the puppy in my arms and she's having a bit of a mad one, but I did hear your story. So thank you. I just couldn't be unmuted.
Thanks for coming, Liz. Appreciate it.
That's all right. Wouldn't have missed it for the world. Good to see you.
And you.
Thanks everybody for coming. So if there's no more to say, then I'll wrap it up.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Anne-Marie.
See you all
Right,
soon.
then, see you all.
Stay safe.
Cheers, Pete.
Bye.
Cheers,
Thank you.
Anne-Marie. Lovely.
Bye all. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.